Hello and welcome to episode 19 of our Timberborn 1.0 experimental playthrough with the Folktales faction cycle 35, day 13. We got a bad tide coming up in less than half a day, so even though I know I already took care of it, just for all of our collective sanity, the floodgate is up and the fluid dump is on. I think we're going to be fine. But a couple of interesting things were discussed in the comments relating to this farming area that I think we might as well go ahead and address. At least one or two folks said that we don't have enough farms to keep up with all of our harvesting. And I'm going to push back on that a little bit, actually, because I only see half a dozen unharvested carrots, no unharvested potatoes, and, okay, a decent bit of unharvested wheat. But I think the wheat's going to end up being fine. They just have to catch up with this. If we need to add something like another farmhouse, we can. I was aiming, honestly, not to add any more of this because I want to redo the farms anyway. But it's fine. So moving back this way, if we peel back our terrain just a little bit, we have this. I kind of lamented how difficult it was to get beavers in here to build. Obviously, this is done. I don't need them in here again for a while. But a couple people made some pretty good suggestions. One of which being we could blast out a little bit here and have our power shaft go up and over this path as it switches sides. That's an easy thing for us to do. We also could remove this lodge, this just single lodge right here, and have this be an access to the maintenance tunnels, which I thought that was a pretty good, pretty smart idea. As it stands right now, though, I don't think that's going to be necessary, but we'll keep that in mind when we go back and have to add additional things. Another thing that a couple people called me out on is this zipline station is not connected to the path system. So that's fixed. I don't know what else we're going to need to do over here, but it is fixed. And then one more zipline thing for me to correct. I kept this unconnected to anything because I wanted this to be a branching off point to a couple of other lines, but we're not using that right now, so we'll just get that connected right there. And that is good progress. Now, we were doing construction down here, but I already kind of stopped that because we have this bad tide coming up. No one can get down here, which, of course, is good for preventing beavers from being contaminated, so we can just keep on keeping on and start working on maybe another facet of this project while we're waiting for this bad tide to pass here. We did put in power shafts that are connected to a decent bit of power here. Let me just very briefly do the paranoid check here. I believe we're going to be okay. But this is connected, if we scroll back down here, to stuff on this side, to stuff all the way back here, and then to stuff over here. Now, we haven't finished this, but the idea with this was to have this connect to this geothermal field, and then eventually, all the way over here, to these two large windmills standing vertically over the aquifer pumps, and then in this corner of the map to build a big old gravity battery array. And that's something that we could very reasonably accomplish today, and is a very good construction project for a bad tide. We just have to get beavers over here. So, we've got a zipline station that is pretty easily accessible from most of what we're trying to build. And I think the simplest thing for us to do here is going to be to place in another, just like a pylon for access. Right here, I think is as far as it's going to let me go. Get this connected here, and then make our way up to this area. I'm going to continue putting in zip lines, but remember, we have to build them before they can, use the zip line, so that is going to be a process. Thankfully, though, we can go ahead and, I guess for our benefit, I might as well just put a regular zipline station somewhere over here, as long as it is going to be in range. Looks like this is just barely going to be in range if I stick this right here. So let's do that. I guess I could move this a little bit further. Let's try going like couple more squares this way. Yeah, it's the diagonal will get you every single time, Pythagorean theorem, etc. But that is connected. And we do, again, still have to actually construct it. So that will end up... Why did that go that way? Stop that. That will be fine. Oh, I forgot. We got an update. Because now look at this. Look at this. We can do angles. I'd forgotten about this. I know this was either early this morning or late last night, depending on your time zone, as I'm recording this video. So the day before this video goes out for everybody. Anyway, time doesn't matter. They changed this so that we can now drag pathways and power shafts and stuff on these angles, which I think is fantastic. I just have to get used to it. You know, 4 years of playing the game without that being a possible thing to mess with. This, oh, it's just going to save so much time. Absolutely fantastic. And to get up into the very corner here, I'm just going to, because we're going to have this blasted out, I'm going to need space for gravity battery in the corner, I think this is about as close as I can possibly get if I flip this around and go here. Now, is this in range? It is, 26 meters. Now, why did I make this a station instead of a pylon? Well, there's trees here, and we might want to do some other stuff, but they're going to build this eventually. And again, they do have to be able to get there so we can actually build anything. So, you know the song and dance. I don't need to repeat it. But, oh man, I love this with my entire heart. Look how easy this is. Oh, look at that. I wish I could, maybe I have to just approach it from the right angle. I'm going to have to get used to, why can't, okay, there we go. It was weird. I guess the longest leg of this probably has to be where you start. Anyway. Very good. They will take care of that. You might have noticed there's no red line on this well. That's because this is connected to this, which is connected to this, which I don't want them to be able to do. So, how do we solve that problem? We take the bridge away, because we never needed the bridge in the first place. And then we just have to reroute all the way around here and make sure that we do not connect to these stairs. We're going to have some very, very, very dirty beavers. Also, someone pointed out in the comments that I should have just done the power shafts straight down here and saved myself a whole lot of grief. So I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to get rid of this. What I'm going to get rid of is this. Oh, no, not that. What I'm going to get rid of is this. I need to keep that. But this right here is going to be so... I don't know why I didn't think of this. This is going to be so much easier to get this connected here and here. But this, since we've already built this, this can just go straight out to the edge of the map. And again, we're not doing this right now, but we will get there. Oh, look at these guys go. They're building all of our stations and everything. We're going to be set, folks. We're going to be looking good. So, like I said, this entire corner of the map is going to just be entirely gravity batteries hanging off the side. So, you know how it goes. I kind of would like to hide them. I don't think we're going to need a tremendous amount of capacity anyway. And I don't want to be staring at them when I'm looking from across the map, so they probably aren't going to be very tall. We can have a lot of them. Remember, there's no rule that says the dog can't play basketball. What does that have to do with this? I have no idea. Scientists still aren't sure. But if I do triples here, take a look at our height-wise, I think... Yeah, if I did triples one more in as well, then it would almost entirely hide this. If I went 4 down, it would hide it. So, I have to be careful when I place these, what I'm doing, because I need to be able to access the entire outer ring. So I know, at the very least, this for sure is going all the way down, and I do mean all the way down. So this has to get connected here, and they will need that path to go that way, and they will need that path to go that way just so they can, you know, actually get everything in. But we have enough materials. I really don't think it needs to be a science fair trying to figure out what's going to go where. But what I should have done is I should have actually counted this, because these are too wide. If I have the long one on this side, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 and a half, 14, 15, 16, 17, blah, blah, blah. I can get like 20, 22, 23 over here. I just want to make sure that I'm not exploding too much. So I'll leave that one off. But now, this zipline station-wise is connected all the way via, well, all of this. Coming through here into here. They can change here to get into this mess. And there's materials everywhere. It's just one of those things. You gotta let them do it. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow them to time-lapse this. Well, I'm going to time-lapse them doing it. They don't have any control over that. But we'll get this exploded all the way down around the outside. And then, depending on how this goes, I may slightly modify terrain to try and hide some of these gravity batteries, or I might not. I guess we'll talk about it when the time comes. But this will be a good opportunity for us to get some stuff done really quickly without having to worry about babysitting stuff. Alright, so I didn't want to stop the time-lapse yet, but we are in a new cycle, which means, since we're in manual mode, it's time to get this back down to 0.75 and get this shut off so that we don't have to worry about it later. Everything else is doing it just fine. And once this is sufficiently clean down here, we can send the beavers back into the fray and get all of this taken care of. And we're going to get close, so just as soon as this bit dries up. But I figured, since, you know, we're already down here and they can't access this right now anyway, why not take the time right now and get this hooked up here and this hooked up here. I am, of course, going to put in the double width. Not quite all the way, but just long enough so we don't have to worry about all of this other nonsense here. So that'll connect to there. That's accessible from underneath. This is already set, ready to go. Just need to be careful when we get everything hooked up here so it's not always flooded, unless we want it to be, which I suppose there are worse things to do. But yeah, I think this is going to work out really nicely. I don't know that I want to raise any terrain here. Remember, I'm trying to do minimal terraforming. I think this is fine, though. This is accommodating a mechanic of the game that I don't typically use anyway. I don't really build too much with gravity batteries. But, you know, things are looking pretty good here. These are kind of dried out. I'm surprised how this hasn't been irrigated all the way to the outside. I feel like it probably should be, but oh well, you know how it is. This is all fine. None of this has really changed. I need to make sure I get these beavers in here building. So it looks like this is accessible now. Just going to make absolutely sure, and it is. Alright, folks, so then we put this back in. Oh, someone was already going down there because I guess they could access it without being in the way. So, that's who needs water? What needs water? Oh, this hasn't filled up yet because this isn't. Okay, that's right. That's how I have it laid out. That's alright. We're good. I've got a couple extra beavers. I didn't want to build another builder's hut because the number of available beavers varies so much. I didn't think it was really going to be necessary. But since I robbed you of this sound during the time lapse, I'll set it off again so we can enjoy. Beaver boom. It's not going to play the sound until it gets to probably right about here-ish. Oh, so close. So close. No sound at all. Boo. This is the whole reason I did this. Oh well. At least we can appreciate the really cool skybox we have now. I love that they added that in. But anyway, there's more of this that needs to get exploded. I'm not going to go through another time lapse right now. I'm going to run Popeel this, and we'll move on with our lives. I want to see how they're going to do this. And yeah, see, this one, they do still need it, but this one is, it's going to get a whole lot more done a whole lot faster. We can bring this in. We cannot, crucially, we cannot block this off yet. That'll be one of the last things we do, but this will get everything taken care of. Reminder that this is bridged across here, and this is bridged across here. This also is supposed to, you know, eventually get connected. We just have to stay ahead of it. One step at a time. You know the drill. And no, I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch all of this. We'll mix that between time lapses and other things. But this is working out pretty well. I feel pretty decent about it. I do think it's going to be a good idea for us to add another farmhouse. Not that the other stuff really needs it, but the wheat does. And just to make it, you know, not stupid, or as not stupid as possible, I'm going to try and get it somewhere else in here. I'm going to have to move this hauling post for this to work. I'm going to put a farmhouse right there. Oh, wow, that's only wheat. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Let's just not forget to put that hauling post back in, because it really doesn't matter where these go, to be perfectly honest with you. That's fine. Yeah, so they'll take care of that. Let's give this a boost. That's the wrong one. Because they're not going to have priorities for everything. Unless I take care of it for them. Yeah, see, this is exactly why I didn't go back in a time-lapse, because this would take 800,000 years if we're just sitting there waiting for it. What else? This is still... It's still dry. Why? Why is this still dry? Because we've had this like this for basically forever. I don't understand how this is not irrigated. Unless they changed irrigation in this most recent update, which I guess would make sense considering the countdown timer on this tree thing. Yeah, 15-day drought resistance, and I guess it's been 12 days. Yeah, if we're at triple speed the whole time, days 90 seconds, that would get us, No, I've been recording longer than that. Oh well, I don't know. That's just weird. I don't really understand what's going on with that. Yeah, they're still going to be working on that. What kind of progress have we made down here? Yeah, I'm feeling like it's going to be time to time-lapse again pretty soon. I just, again, really don't want to force you guys to sit here and watch stuff that you don't have to, if I can help it. So I'll try and do as much of this as I can without getting back into that, because I know it's not the most interesting thing. There does need to be some sort of content. But another thing that I really wanted to do today is I want to rip... I really don't like this. I want to rip all this out and either not have this go back in here and put it somewhere else, or just redo this so that it makes more sense. Because we have the ability to do a little bit of terraforming to make it a constant 2-wide channel, because there's not really going to be that much water coming through here until we have all of our power connected to this. But even then, it's not going to be a ton. And the way this channel is set up, you can see it's kind of jagged here. And I really don't like this. I did say I was going to fix this a long time ago. We haven't done it yet. So, I should have time. I think this is going to be the next project after we time-lapse getting all that stuff taken care of. This is going to be the next project I dive into. I might honestly just straight line this right here and put this dirt back in place. Just have a straight line, water wheels, large windmills on either side, move these buildings somewhere else. We don't need these smelters here. I just kept them because they were load-bearing for the power network. But we have over here this lovely mining area. Well, we're not even using it, honestly. We've just been, you know, dragging down our inventory of the existing scrap metal and metal blocks because I didn't want to have all these beavers committed to everything else. But I'm gonna get this turned back on. I think this is gonna be fine. Let these guys do something with their lives. Thank you, autosave. And yeah, see, they still haven't gotten this taken care of. They're waiting on. See, this is why you pay attention, folks. I may have stopped the centrifuge and stopped them from making anything. So I'm glad I didn't take this out yet. I'm glad we talked about it because I got my brain thinking about this. But yeah, that was a problem. And that will continue to be an issue when we're trying to build all of our tunnels. I still don't know why this isn't irrigated. And obviously it was because, well, the trees are here. I guess we'll see. Yeah, without spending too much more time on this. They obviously can't until there's more stuff that gets blasted out. So I think for now, honestly, I think we're looking okay. Long term, I don't think this needs to have a Passover right here. We can just hook that up. We're not going to need to come back in here and take care of any of this. I just wanted to make sure this was hooked up right. And the only reason I'm still doing this is because this was already tunneled out. Otherwise, I would have just said, all right, we'll dig over from here. But, yeah, I think it's fine. We might want power for this mine area here anyway. But, once again, before we time-lapse here, I do need to make my final decision about what I'm going to do with the gravity batteries. Because I really don't like how that looks. And I know. You probably don't agree. That's fine. Disagreeing is always allowed. But, well, in the context of the game, at least. Regardless, see, if I put it up here, it's going to have a pretty good power supply, but it's going to look bad. If I blast this down, I'm going to get at least, for what I'd want it to look like, I'm going to get at least 3 blocks less, which is 6,000 HP. But if I put like 30 of these in, it really doesn't matter. I also have to be able to get power in here. I think the most visually interesting way to do that would be to blast this corner piece all the way down and have the power come in there. But the cheapest way to do this would be to have this... Okay, I can go down one more once I detonate that. And I could just have this situated right here. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do. Is that... Yeah, it's fine. So this is going to have to be what it's going to have to be. Power shaft comes there, comes there, comes there. And then this side is our access tunnel. I don't have to have a tunnel for anything else. I could just blast that straight down the side and build it back up with a vertical shaft. I just need to be absolutely sure that is what I'm going to do. So, yeah, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to detonate this yet, but I'm just telling you before I start this time lapse. I'm going to triple dynamite this. There's still going to be a tiny bit available to look at from this side, but it's not going to be, whoa, we got these big old things. No, there's not going to be any of that. But I can't put these in until this last bit gets down one more. And that, of course, well, you already know. So I'm time-lapsing this, so you don't have to sit here and I don't have to think of something to say to fill the dead air while they're taking a billion years to get this done. I will reconvene with you once this is accomplished, at least building the gravity batteries. Assuming there's not a bad tide I have to go and do mitigation efforts for, or anything like that. Just going to do what we can, as much as we can, to get this set up, ready to go, and have a satisfactory, quote-unquote, conclusion. I really should play Satisfactory again. Good game. Okay, gravity batteries, yes. Satisfactory conclusion to the gravity battery power project we're working on here. I will talk to you in just a moment. Alright, so we have a bad tide in one day, and we've managed to get a start on this. But before we go any further, you know the drill. On and up, and away we go. Let's check out our tunnel progress, because I know it's stalled for a while because we didn't have a lot of extract. I probably should have fixed the extract first. But you know what? I can't be mad at the level of progress that they have made here. I will have to have the path go down this way so they can actually finish that, but we can pretty easily get just about everything else taken care of here for that to be connected as best as we can for the time being. And bring this, of course, like I've been saying, we'll have to let them do what we have to let them do. It's a big task, and they will take care of that. But since we are now prepared for bad tide time, and there's not really much else I can do until most of the rest of this is taken care of, we're going to hop right back into time lapse here, and hopefully get this gravity battery array taken care of as fast as possible. Finish what I said we were going to have done before this first time lapse was finished, or the previous. It was not the first one. You know what I'm saying. We'll get the rest of this taken care of. Try and have all of this power ready to go just as soon as we can get these tunnels hooked up. And then, last thing we'll do today is take care of that area I said I was going to redevelop. I'll talk to you in just a bit. It brings me extreme anger, and it will bring some of you extreme joy, I am sure, to report that I forgot to disconnect this. So, there are 22 unwell beavers. There's about to be whole lot of these guys coming up out of the, what do you call it? And how the... What? How did this happen? No, 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 no. We solved this. We solved this problem. This should not be possible for this to have bad water in it. That should be completely impossible. Oh, God. Oh, because this has stuff in it. It came up through here. Okay. So many things I have chosen not to say out of respect for people's ears. Well, this has certainly been way more than I bargained for. I really don't know how we got bad water coming in. Is it because this is now completely connected? But it already was. It was already connected. And this is already connected. What am I doing here, man? Like, it really... This should not under any circumstance have happened here. I don't know. I'm starting to get really sick of this, man. I don't know how this keeps happening to me. Well, all we can do at this point is, no, I can't even get in there because I don't have that connected. Well, that's going to have to change. I just have to have impermeable floors in here. That's probably the only way I'm going to be able to stop this. Well. You know the drill. You know how this works. I'm not going to cut it out just because it makes me look bad. Oh, wait, I can't fix that way anyway. Okay. Well. Yeah. That's, there are many things that I want to say at this moment that I will choose not to. Just need to have them come in and take care of this. And we can move on with our lives. Well, at least this bad water doesn't seem to be coming up here anymore. But it's not because these got fixed. Man, this entire thing is full of bad water. This can take like 3 whole cycles to dry. Man, I'm angry. I'm extremely mad. But there's no do-overs here, so my suffering is your entertainment, and I'm sure gonna make somebody really mad. It's okay, you can turn off the video. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. But the show goes on. Alright, did this one get finished? It did. So that should mean no more bad water coming through here. They are going to come finish this one because I told them to. That's fine. God, 25 unwell beavers. Come on, man. Alright, well. What did we learn? Apparently nothing, because this has happened like 5 times now. Now there's... Oh. That drained... Oh, because it came up from underneath. That's how... That's exactly what happened here, is this... This is just going to be what it's going to be. Alright, well, since we're already down here, and the time-lapse has well and truly been completely destroyed at this point, let's just put in, since we know this is going to work, I'm going to have to, oh man, I'm going to have to get rid of this entire stack because I can't build underneath. Well, that's showbiz, baby. Away we go. So that's going to go... Ugh. That's going to go there. It's fine. I'm going to put this back up here just because I think it looks cool. So, there you go. There's that. Oh, I'm going to have to do the same thing over here. Ugh. This sickens me. Did I actually... No, I did not. just because I have absolutely no confidence that this won't happen again. I'm going to put extra bits in there. Ugh. I'm not going to lie, folks. This one hurts. This hurts. Like, on a fundamental human level, this hurts me. Anyway, B for boom. We can, at the very least, just get the rest of this put in place. And then that goes there. This comes around this side. How did I manage to do that wrong? Well, anyway, this is going to be tons of power. This is 30,000 each, and there's going to be, well, a lot. So this needs access. Obviously, I'm not going to send these guys in here to do this at this point in time because it is an active bad water contamination zone. So I guess we can be thankful that we didn't have to worry about that too much. Yeah, no big deal. Just, you know, food storage and all this completely blocked by poison, nasty bad water. And all of the oh god, all the chestnut trees. Well, I can finally turn this setting on. I had multiple people tell me, why didn't you use that? Well, there you go. Now it's on. So they're going to replant all these dead trees. And now I've got poison in here that is, once again, going to have to get pumped out. So, it's fine. I mean, it's not objectively, but it's fine. It's going to have to be fine. Pause that. Everything else, I mean, there's not really anything else I can do to fix this. I just have to wait. Which I know it's everybody's absolute favorite thing, is watching this happen. But back into time-lapse mode we go. And do what we can with the rest of this ill-fated bad tide, then we'll see what happens. That's the only thing I can do. Just is what it is. But that's, you know, that's part of the deal. How I do these videos, I always tell you when I mess up. You get to see it, and I don't know. Maybe feel good that you're not dumb enough to make the same kind of mistakes. Or maybe you are, but that's okay. You don't have to admit it. You can tell me you're the smartest person on the face of the earth, and I'd believe you. But you know for sure that I'm not, because you just saw what this mess was. At any rate, we'll come out of the time-lapse now and do a little bit more damage control. Alright, so it's cycle 37. We still have 25 contaminated beavers. But what we do have is a whole lot of gravity batteries. You didn't see it, but I got the achievement for 655,000 whatever HP stored. So that's cool. What's also cool is that this is somehow not poisoned. I know I started pumping bad water out. There's still a little bit left. But what I'm going to do, honestly, is just open this back up and leave this running so that it can just constantly pump whatever bad water is left out. I was under the impression that this was going to be a lot faster, but it appears this is a very slow process. It's fine. It's not fine. It's absolutely not fine, but it has to be fine. So yeah, the chestnuts is an enormous loss because it is 31 days until we're going to have any more chestnuts. So, oh well, they got 350 grilled chestnuts, and after that, they are SOL. But life goes on. You know how this goes. I did manage to get this fully connected here. Vertical power shaft connected up to this thing right here. And you can see the impermeable floors are impermeabling. I know that's not a real word. So at the very least, we have that going for us, which is nice. So power shaft there will help get that connected. This, like I said before, is also going to have to get ripped out and redone. But the way this has gone, I don't think I'm going to be too upset about it. We just have to wait for all this poison to go out of the way. And go from there. So, was it terrible? Yes. Could it have been worse? Also yes. We're just going to have to be glad that it wasn't. So that's taken care of. I do need to get this hooked back up. I was going to, while we were in here, do this little crossover thing I talked about, but I can't take out anything above this without putting other stuff in, and honestly, I'm kind of in two minds about this, because I feel like I really don't need to spend the time on it, because this works well enough for emergency purposes. It's fine. It's fine. It has to be. We'll just move on and ignore it. Got bigger fish to fry, and boy do we. How much? Okay, so it's only the bottom level that actually has any poison water in it, so that it's going to take a whole cycle to get out. But we do still have this level up here for all the empty potatoes. This bottom level was mostly. Oh, you know what? Actually, this isn't that bad. Definitely could have been a lot worse. Yeah, this is still poison down here. I think it's probably going to be at least another half a day before this is accessible. Actually, some of this looks okay for right now. This is going to drain out here, which I think is going to take some time. But I'm feeling pretty good about this, folks. Feeling pretty good. Obviously, this whole vertical power shaft is all ready to go. We just have to be able to get down in here, which we've already discussed is going to be a process. But this is very exciting to have this just about done. This we've already established. Needs to wait a little bit longer. Let's see, what else? It's just the planting is so slow, and I don't really have enough beavers to go and have them do much of anything else. Because everybody got poisoned. Wonder whose fault that was. Anyway, in terms of farm adjustments, we clearly do not have enough potatoes. And I know I said I wasn't going to mess with this because I'm just going to redo it anyway, but we can choose to just put a couple more of these things in because we have space for it and because we need the potatoes. So that is what I will do. It's, I don't know, 40% more potatoes. That should help. You get, what, 4 potatoes per recipe? Yeah. It's fine. 4 portions per recipe. Alright, the very first... Come on, click on the tree. The very first chestnut tree has been planted, which means 31 days from a couple in-game hours ago, we will have our next chestnuts. So, enjoy them while they last, because you're going to be sitting there crying about it. I'm talking about the beavers, not about you guys. It's all good. We're fine. Alright, this is now safe enough for me to feel okay sending the beavers back down here. Yes, we have 30 vacancies because we have 31 incapacitated beavers. It is a very good thing, friends, that we had this herbalist set up with antidote ready to go. Unfortunately, they're out of dandelions to make more. And I'm pretty sure the contaminated beavers... probably... Doesn't that sound annoying? Yeah, none of these guys have any antidote, so 80%, 92, 92, 81. Okay, it's going to be like another day, but we'll have more antidote. It'll be all right. They'll be fine. Actually, I need to make sure. Yeah, see, these guys don't actually sit in the beds. They just need the antidote. They'll walk around. All right, we'll leave them to that. I'd love to, do more construction time-lapse, but I don't have enough beavers to do construction at all. Oh, this is almost done, actually. That's good. They just needed somebody to come up and do it. Not that it matters right now anyway. But I should micromanage just a little bit of this before we get too comfortable. And I decide to do another time-lapse here. I want to make sure that this piece, because this is the only other inaccessible piece for this connection. I want to make sure that's done. So then I can just put this one in the corner and forget about it and just move on. Prioritization, so on and so forth. Here we go. That's just about taken care of. Now I don't have to worry about that ever again. And since this is now accessible and we have all this clean water coming through this, let's just rip that Band-Aid off right now. Get this set up, ready to go. I'll just get all of this in here. Make sure I come in the middle with the impermeable floors on that level. And then this level as well. Get that double seal. And just bring this back up to where it was. Put that on top because I thought that was a fun, whimsical thing. And yeah, so that is going to take care of that. I just need to... I don't know why I clicked off of this. I just need to make sure everything else can get attached. This actually all can go in here because they can build that from above. And then once these three are in place, we can take this path out. Then we can put this back in. And then, folks, this is going to be connected to the power network. And that is going to be tremendous, assuming I've not screwed this up. Okay, no, we're fine. We just didn't have a whole lot of power being produced. Yeah, remember how I said I was going to have this entire thing over here redone today? Well, now I don't have time because I had to chase down all of this nonsense that happened because I wasn't paying attention. Let this be a lesson to you. I say to the people that would never do any of this stupid stuff that I've done in this episode because they actually can, you know, pay attention. They don't have streamer blindness. It's fine. I'm not bitter about it. What I am, however, is about to time-lapse all of this construction of these things here once I just get this last little bit taken care of. So we'll get these three prioritized, and then I'll get that hooked up, and we should be able to just come over here and get this last tunnel link completed just as soon as they, well, first of all, have the manpower to get over here and take care of this, and second of all, actually, you know what? I think we can just leave this right like this, and, yeah. Now I am just going to time-lapse all of this. I don't have to yap about it anymore. You can just watch it happen. Get everything hooked up. And then, mercifully, this will be the end of the episode. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, so we're in a drought. Got 9 full days. They've just about completed this. I was going to wait until they had that finished, but then I remembered something. And that is, now that these are both integrated into our power network, we have more power being supplied than demanded, and all of this water, once this fills up enough, will come through here, and then it will go through here, and then it will generate power, which is going to keep it pumping. So I think, friends, we may have gotten to a point where we're not going to have to worry about power basically ever again, and especially once this bad boy is hooked up. That is going to be fantastic. But of course, it's not yet completed. So let's check our progress of the fixing here. Most of these are replanted. We are, wow, over halfway through these chestnut trees being grown, or at least these first few. Yeah, see, this is still at 43. That's at 56. That's at 53. 53. 50. Okay, you get the point. So, recovery-wise, I think we're doing fine. You know as well as I do, I did not want that to happen, but it did, so whatever. I did say I was going to redo that other area. We already talked about that. We're getting pretty close here. I don't need to put any more pathing in. I'm pretty sure they should be able to reach just about all of these. I'm going to give them one more square, just in case. We'll come back to that. So, I don't have time right now. I mean, video runtime after I do all these time lapses is probably going to be shorter than normal, but I'm out of time physically to record this, so we can just talk about what we're going to do here. I said earlier I wanted to straighten this out, just have a single file line of water wheels, and if I don't put this stuff back in this same spot, then maybe we can come up with a slightly nicer looking arrangement. Probably are going to want to have at least 2 centrifuges, and long term we're probably not going to need more than 1 explosives factory. Like, the only stuff we're using explosives for is building tunnels, and I don't know how many more of those we're going to have realistically. Of course, we have the opportunity to do just about anything we want, but I question the usage of time required to make most of that stuff viable. We haven't checked on this in a while. And, oh, I thought I was going to be close enough for that to be completed, but it's fine. Yeah, we'll get this taken care of here. I do need to be able to come down from the very top right here. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm just going to put this here. Yeah, okay, we don't even need this to be a tunnel. But I do need to get beavers up over to this side. Remember when I said we're going to be done with this episode, and then I proceeded to, you know, not be? It's fine. That's totally normal. But now I get to play with the L-shaped pathing. I know I said how much I love this already, but this what a great addition to the game. Genuinely. I think that's fantastic. We'll just get that popped in place. I know this is not going to be done today. I'm just going to, you know, I'm going to get it going. so that next episode, when I come back and do this for Saturday, then we're going to have a much more clear understanding of exactly what it is that still needs to get taken care of. And we got this and this more or less ready to go. They just have to bring in the last piece and then get that detonated. And we are going to have a tremendous quantity of power available, folks. That's a lot. And this doesn't look that bad from over here. You can still see the tops of them, so, you know, I guess it's fine. I wish I would have counted better. I wouldn't have exploded this, but we can solve that problem very easily just by doing one of those. Or I could have just, you know, blasted this down and put another one of these in there. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think it's going to be totally fine. Now, did we explode the last pieces? We did. All right. Get that last piece in place, and I suppose we'll be able to tell very soon, just once these numbers start showing up, just how much everything is going to be all interconnected. And look at all those buildings glowing blue in the background. Don't you love to see that? I sure do. All right, beavers. You have a chance for greatness. Just get this done in the next like 5 seconds, so I don't have to sit here sounding like an idiot. There we go. Good job. So, total power supply of 4850, total demand of 4730, 34, I can't, numbers, math, whatever. It's fine. But it's connected, and the next time we have, well, a drought where we're also not producing a whole lot of power, then we're going to be in really good shape, folks. We're going to be in a tremendous... I need to stop using that word. It's good. I'm not talking about a field goal. All right. I guess these are... oh, it's a drought. Of course, they're not producing anything. Duh. So this is... Yeah, I forgot that very convenient detail. But this is going to spill through here, generate some nice power once we get that cleaned up. Any overflow from that can come through here and go off the edge of the map. But yeah, I'm feeling really good about this. I don't know how many more times I need to say it, but yeah, and it's still getting some bad water out of this, believe it or not. So I'm going to leave that going. And yeah, this is it's going to have to be the end of this episode. I appreciate your patience. This stuff just happens, you know. But we came back from it, and we got a whole lot of power stuff connected without knowing exactly what I'm still planning on doing in industry-wise or bots-wise. I think power is more or less solved, including what we talked about redoing that we're going to tackle next episode. So that's a huge milestone. That is really, really, really helpful. Obviously, there's still plenty to do in terms of well-being and all of that, but I'm thankful that you choose to keep watching these videos and stick with me when stupid things happen. And of course, Beard Booster is supporting the channel, making it so I don't have to do sponsorships and all of that, because you guys are the sponsors. You don't have to, you know, try to have somebody sell you mattresses or earbuds or whatever people are hawking on YouTube these days. Just having fun with the beavers and having fun with each other. That's what it's about. So, whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon for more beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.